Bismillah ar-Rahman rahim. Oopsie daisy. We already made an error. There you go. I got it. Listen, what's popping, guys? You know what I'm saying? Welcome to ZeerTalks and welcome to this live stream. And listen, when you hop on in here, I need you guys to do me the following favors. Right? It helps the algorithm, so you may as well. First of all, what I would like you guys to do, subscribe, press the alarm bell for future content notifications, such as streams like this, videos such as the one that I just done on the FC Bayern München preview for the game tonight. So you can go check that out. Shorts and community content. So there's 4 things I listed that you could get notifications on. And like and comment your way through the stream. Go check the socials, which is pretty dark right now, so you can't see clearly. But it's TikTok, Instagram, X, and most importantly, Jama'at al-Khair. Guys, what are you guys doing? Sahatkum salamtkum is the most important thing over here. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourselves. Be happy and satisfied wherever you may be. And if you're a Muslim, happy Jum'ah Mubarak. You know what I mean? So, but hey, listen, I got a couple of special guests because we're going to be talking about a specific club. And this specific club is owned by my own people, man. You know what I mean? So it's only right that we do it. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Big up NBSFC, bro. You know, look at the background. The background's fantastic as well.
I don't have a Saudi flag, but yeah, maybe. Well, I have technically a Saudi-ish looking shirt. So.
Oh no, this will do. This will, bro. I was supposed to wear a Newcastle shirt for last time, but yeah, it's getting washed. But anyways, I'm wearing a thobe because I came from Friday prayer. You know what I mean? Jum'ah Mubarak again. But what? Listen, I say we begin. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to ask you guys. And by the way, before I ask, thank you guys for being here. Pleasure having you on.
Of course.
I mean. My question is, though, what's your thoughts with the PIF taking over your club in regards to Newcastle? Because I'm not gonna over here. There's a couple of us that's choosing to support Newcastle just on the basis that our government's owning you guys. You know, our financial.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn right, bro. Damn right. That's what I'm talking about. Nah, you go first, Dad. You go first.
Well, the initial stuff, back in 2021 and all that, I was like, and my birthday was 3 days before the takeover actually happened. So I'm like, oh, what a great birthday present. I was open to it. I mean, I know there'll be people saying, oh, but how about the human rights issues and all that. I'm just like,
no, it's all BS.
10, if I could interrupt you real quick, sorry, bro. Let's kill this dead. The whole world is a walking human rights issue. Continue.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even lie. That's actually true. I'm not even.
The world is a walking human rights issue. We have issues, country to country, people to people, economy to however you want to put. We have issues treating each other right. Hence why the world is the way it is.
I feel like obviously now a lot of not just clubs, not clubs, but fan bases of certain clubs or all the clubs really now think Newcastle is has no history, and Newcastle's history just started 2 years ago, which okay. But yeah, I was open to the takeover when it was beginning to become the process that we would get taken over, and then the takeover happened. I was like, yes, finally. And then obviously we still had Steve Bruce in that first home game and lost. So it was like back to reality. But over the past 3 years now, we've definitely had the best sort of 3 years as Newcastle fans. Made it to the Champions League. We decided to beat the Qatar ones, PSG 4-1, so they can hold that.
Yeah, I was actually gassed.
And that 4-1 win was on my birthday this past year.
That's
that's sick.
That's actually fantastic. I can't even lie.
I was like, yeah. So anyway, and what else have we? Well, we haven't won a trophy yet. That's, I think, the main thing we have to do now under the PIF ownership. We obviously made a cup final, 18-ish months into it. But I think now we have a better squad, better players. Now we get to be like, oh, we can actually go out and sign, Mark Grahey, who we made a fourth bid now. But even bringing in players like Isak, who Arsenal were looking at, Bruno Guimaraes,
that Arsenal we're looking at.
Yeah. But them and Man City are looking at right now, actually, and they can't even get them. So.
They can look all they want. They can't touch unless they pay. Go on.
Yeah. So I think in terms of most of the recruitment and all that sort of stuff, at least gives like every Newcastle fan that had to suffer through Mike Ashley, something to like look forward to now. Like every season, we can look forward. Oh, we could actually win a trophy. Oh, we can make Champions League football now, or whatever.
We got good players. We got
Yeah. So I think now it's about what we can achieve in the next, I don't know how long, maybe 10 years. Hopefully a Champions League by that time. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so far the best ownership, at least for the first 3 years so far. I don't know about you, Steve. Probably the same thing.
Well, all right. So I'll take it down a different kind of route. So 10, you've been a Newcastle fan longer than me, but I started out supporting Newcastle in 17 or 18, 19. My other shirt, of course, it fell down. But this is my second up. No, this is my first ever Newcastle shirt. Of course, Yedlin on the back, so it's freaking legit. That season was obviously Rafa's last. It was freaking Rondon, Perez, Saivet, like it was that kind of thing, right? And we were terrible. We're a terrible team run by a terrible owner in a stadium that has a lot of history and atmosphere, and it was just another dismal season for Newcastle. I got forced into supporting them by a family friend of mine who's from the area. I was watching Premier League and other football, and he was like, "Do you have a Prem team?" I'm like, "No, I don't." And he's like, "All right, then you're gonna be a Newcastle fan." I'm like, "All right, cool." I vibe with the support, the shirt. Some of the players were all right. Overall team was dreadful, like I said. But I was like, all right, cool. So we're on this journey, and it's terrible. Mike Ashley transfer window's terrible. Selling players like a Perez, and then it's like that fear of if we lose one of our better players, we're in relegation races. If we lose one too many, if we don't replace them adequately, just nonstop stress. It wasn't even like enjoyment. It's more of relief when we won games of football. And it's more of like, thank God I don't have to watch us go down, because in the U.S. and everywhere around the world, it's hard to watch championship games, all of them. In the U.S., we have ESPN Plus and now Paramount Plus that shows the championship games, but it doesn't show every game for every team. So that was like shit. And I also just don't want us to get relegated for obvious reasons. So it was just very, very, very stressful first 4 or 5 years of me supporting Newcastle. And in that time, 10, you'll remember this, how many times were there supposed takeover rumors? How many supposed times where Mike Ashley is in talks with this guy and that guy and all this? And eventually, every single time, it just dissipated into absolutely nothing. It was always a rumor. It was always close, but never over the line. It was always Premier League said this and that. And so I was just like, it's not fun. It wasn't fun supporting Newcastle United, but it was the hand I was dealt. It was the cards I was dealt. So I coped with it. So when we got the rumor about PIF taking over and things started to heat up a bit, I'm skeptical the entire time. I'm like, it's not going to happen because I've seen this story at least 4 or 5 times before. It's not going to happen. When it did go through, I remember where I was at. I was working at the old dog place a few years ago in the bathroom, looking at my phone, hissing around, vaping, at work, not really working kind of thing. And I'm looking on Twitter, PIF takeover. It's official. Premier, and I was like, oh my God. Now here's the thing. the thing about the PIF is it's amazing that all the wealth that the PIF have, that in itself is incredible. But for the bar to be Mike Ashley, I would have taken Brighton's owner. That would have been an upgrade where I got excited. Or something like I needed a decent owner at Newcastle to be excited about going forward supporting. So to have PIF who are worth however many billions, maybe even trillions at this point of dollars, it was like a fantasy. Everyone's talking about you. You're the richest club. You have the richest owners in world sports. Like, it's amazing. So of course I wasn't gonna say no to it. Of course I wasn't going to oppose it. I'm like, this is the dream. Man United fans would have wanted PIF to take over their club. Any club not named Manchester City or Real Madrid would have loved to have a PIF, except the German clubs, obviously, because they do.
Which I disagree with, but we move.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Any prem club would love to have the PIF, the richest people on earth. You could argue have it own their club. So of course I'm gonna say yes. And like I said earlier, I killed it dead with the whole human rights issues. The world is a walking human rights issue. So for me, that don't pass. We use products from Saudi. We use products that are made by children in Africa starving. So this is the world we live in, right? So it is what it is. So of course I'm going to say yes. Of course I'm going to embrace the PIF. And for me, they've done a great job. Has it been perfect? No. Nothing is. So I wasn't expecting that. But it's amazing since Mike Ashley. And the thing that doesn't get talked about enough is the women's team investment and one of the former stakeholders, Amanda Stavely, what she did with the women's team was amazing. We were a terrible team. The women's side stuck in 4th or 5th tier. We're now looking to get promoted. All these years later, we're looking to get promoted to the Women's Super League, the top tier. You know, there's been lots of money invested in it. Decent play. Like, that's the thing also that people don't recognize. Like, the infrastructure and just PIF have put in the money and also hired very well across all facets of Newcastle United. Not just the men's team, but the women's and the academy as well. And we're seeing that with like a Lewis Miley, Elliot Anderson. So, like, that's the thing. I have little to no complaints about PIF so far, and I was always welcoming of them to Newcastle United, and everybody in Newcastle was for sure. As you saw through the videos and stuff. So yeah,
man, it's crazy, because for me, when I saw the news, obviously when I saw the rumor, I was like, oh my God! I've been waiting for a day where a Saudi-owned entity hops onto like the Premier League or a football club in Europe, and then of all team, it's like Newcastle United. I'm taking, you know what I mean? For me, as a Saudi citizen, right? I can see with the Saudi pass, all that, and living here, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Just seeing, because when I saw Man City have Abu Dhabi and I see PSG have Qatar, like, I'm like, where is Saudi in the mix? We are the biggest country in the Middle East. We have the strongest forces. Just like other countries in the Middle East, we have hella football culture, which not many people understand.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How come we haven't taken over? And when I saw Newcastle being linked and all that, and then people were talking about human rights, that kind of pissed me off because some people don't even know the details. They just want to...
No. They just don't know the details.
They don't know the details. They just want to judge a book by its cover. Let's just say that. And it just pissed me off. As a Saudi, I'm going to admit it. Like, if you haven't learned the details, you don't know any context, just know your own, shut your mouths. That's one thing I'm going to say. You know what I mean? But that's besides the point. And then, obviously, MBS... Mohammed bin Salman, he was trying to weigh it out, but obviously the Premier League took their time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The whole, what was it? It was like a testing thing or a protocol thing that they do for
the fit and proper owners test. That might be championship, but it's that lingo.
whatever. Yeah, they tried doing all that, and MBS like, screw you guys. You're keeping me waiting for so long. مع السلامة انقلع. يلا أنا رايح. I'm leaving, bro. You know what I mean? He left, and then eventually they came back because I don't know what happened. I'm not even gonna lie. I was shocked when he went back, and somehow the whole thing got approved. But when that got approved, I'm not gonna lie, I was so happy, bro. I can't lie, because now I have something to get behind. Just the basis that my country's involved, bro. You know, and the thing is, the investment of it's like basically with Man City, it's a government of a city. With you guys, it's a government of the entire country, bro.
Country, yes.
Imagine it's a whole country's government owning that, bro. You know what I mean? So the fact that the whole country's government's taking ownership of that, more money invested into the club, that's massive. The only thing that annoys me though is because of what's happening with Manchester City. They're doing this thing where like now they're tracking everything you do with the whole FFP, and then now they added this PSR stuff. Yeah. That's the only thing that annoys me with the whole Newcastle thing. So now your process is gonna be longer or elongated because of it. That's the only problem. But you're gonna get there, inshallah.
And what I appreciate about Saudi is that they're doing everything in their commercial and legal power to get as much possible revenue streams into Newcastle United. Going from store to Adidas, going from Fun 88 to Sella, putting the Noon patch, advertising Noon everywhere on the advertising Sella. Like you have the Formula One events, you have the boxing, you have all of that. Not all of it, but it funnels into Newcastle United the revenue. Like there's been work on the social media, like I said, the women's team, the like it's not like nothing is half-assed. Ownership.
I won't be surprised.
Nothing is half-assed.
I won't be surprised if you had another sponsor in a Riyadh season from Turkish Sheikh. I wouldn't be surprised because, bro, that club I can see it's the Saudi blueprint is entering all over that club, and I'm loving every single bit of it. I can't lie. I hear as well that people in Newcastle really love Saudis because of the takeover. Anyway, so like we even
sorry to cut you off. How you guys now are becoming Newcastle United fans.
Yeah,
so like reciprocated.
Yeah. Like I remember Saudi had a friendly. I forgot who it was against the national team. We had a friendly in your ground.
Costa Rica, I think. It was one of.
I forgot. We had a friend.
St. James Park, though. Yeah.
I didn't care them. I didn't care enough to watch him, to be honest. But I mean, our national team are filled with a bunch of fucking egos anyway. So who gives a fuck crap? But you know what I mean. But listen, I remember there was a friendly, and then I saw clips on TikTok or Instagram, whatever, and I can see that there were a couple of Saudis who went to that game, obviously, because they're Saudis, and the Newcastle fans went as well, and they were just embracing them, bro. They were like celebrating. It was, and they even like they were some wearing thobes and all that. It was unbelievable, man.
Can I ask you about that? What's the stance of like wearing? Because you and Ten will know this, and the viewers as well. Cultural appropriation. Some people get offended when you do this or that, or like what like what's the stance of someone from the Middle East when you see people doing that? Is that like do some take offense to it?
Like you mean what?
Or is it like in
America you mean? Or do you mean the other way around?
Like what like for example when Newcastle fans when they bought is it the hijab or is it like another term? I'm trying to think.
No, hijab is what the females wear.
Sorry. Yeah. What's the
Shemagh.
So like when Newcastle fans when we got the takeover and people were in the Samah, that's what it's called, Samah.
Shemagh. Yeah.
Is that like offensive? Like how do people in Saudi like do they embrace that when people from like outside of?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. We embrace anybody wearing a shmal and thought.
Okay, cool. All right, that's all. I was just curious.
Yeah, now every live stream Steve is going to.
bro, I'm gonna tell you something.
I got the Saudi flag.
Bro, if you come to our country, the first thing we're gonna make you do is embrace the living hell out of our culture, bro. Not make you, but like we'll be hella hospitable, and then by that, you just enjoy. You know what I mean? It happens every single time, so don't worry about that, bro. If you ever come, you're gonna enjoy it. That's all I'm gonna tell you, man. You can even ask what's his name, Hassam about it, because Hassam is Jordanian, and Jordanians and Saudis have a similar culture in the Middle East. So yeah, man, we're generally in the Middle East, we're very hospitable, man. Very.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know how in the US, because by the way, my brother lives in the US, and I used to go to US a lot. You know how in the US, it's an unspoken rule that you guys have to tip.
Yeah.
Right. Over here, we just tip because we want to help somebody.
So it's like an act of charity and
yeah. But that's just an example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
Like, that's just an example I can give you, bro. And like, that's why, man, I'm not gonna lie. Whenever somebody says anything horrible about Saudi or anywhere in the Middle East, it's just I have to somewhat defend it, bro, because
of course
I say this to my friends and I say this to so many people. If you haven't come here, it's best that you come here and you'll change your mind anyway, because you say one thing then and then you find out for yourself that it's good and you'll be like, oh yeah, I was wrong. Because you have to understand.
Don't judge a book by its cover. Simple.
Exactly, yeah, because you have to understand the West medias, they try to put a propaganda on the Middle Eastern people and the Arab people in general. And the fact that they do that, right, it's obviously going to give a bad look of Arabs to the people in the West.
That's what it's designed to do, because that's what the media does. I mean, this is a hell of a convo, but that's what the media is supposed to, it's to divide people.
Exactly. No, but the only reason why I brought it up, because again, it comes down to the conversation we had of the human rights thing earlier when they came to Newcastle. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, bro, listen, if people want to be that gullible and believe all that crap, it's their problem. But as I said, if you haven't pulled up here, best for you not to judge, man. That's all I'm going to say.
Exactly, bro.
That's it, bro.
On it.
But anyway, in regards to Newcastle, another thing I wanted to ask. So obviously, you guys made the Champions League in, I believe, your first full season. Am I right? First full season, you made the top four.
Yeah.
Yeah. 22,
first
23.
Full season. Yeah. First full season, you made the top four, and then you got few names, like you got Tonali. And then you got, who else did you get? Was Bruno Guimaraes mid-season?
Well, the first signing was Trippier from Atletico Madrid. Great signing.
Yeah. Trippier.
Off.
So it was like Trippier, Bruno Guimaraes, and then maybe you got Sandro Tonali in the summer.
Dan Burn as well came in that January window.
We got Botman summer 22, and then Tonali was summer 23.
Yes.
Oh yeah, see, I'm not good with the orders when it comes, because again, I don't follow up Newcastle, but I'm glad that I'm learning here.
That's Bruno Guimaraes, and then think of Isak, and then Gordon, and then Tonali, and then.
Isak, I remember it, because I was in Spain. I remember the Isak deal happened while I was in Spain, from Sociedad to Newcastle. I remember I was in Spain, and then I saw the price tag, and I'm like, yeah, because it's Newcastle, like, you know what I mean? It's just typical, bro, you know? The fact that it's typical, that it's from Newcastle, of course they're going to ask for, what was it, like 70 mil or some shit? Like,
yeah, something like that.
It's jarring.
60, 70, whatever price we paid, it was damn worth it. That's all.
Yeah, I can't lie. He's a top striker, man. The problem is he needs to stay fit, because I remember I had him in fancies, and half the season he'd get injured, bro. It was so annoying. I remember Callum Wilson would take over the reins at times at striker. So, bro, listen, it's interesting. But I wanted to ask about one of the signings you made, which was Tonali, bro. Now, he obviously couldn't play majority of last season because of the betting scandal, and he got banned for it. And now he's technically a new signing. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't mind him having to serve the suspension, because of, I guess he admitted it and all that. So fair enough. In terms of new signing, well, if the 2 months that he was before his suspension, like August, September of last year, October.
Very good. He was
really good. I mean, I remember the Aston Villa home game, the 5-1
debut goal,
the first goal of the season. So it would be poetic that his first home game is against Spurs, a team that we usually, beat heavily. I could see that happening again, but yeah, I'm excited to see Tonali back because we haven't, like last season, our midfield was terrible. It was just Bruno Guimaraes and Inshallah. It was just like hope that we can, pull through most times. But now we have, well, hopefully, knock on wood, majority of our players stay fit, like Bruno, Tonali, Joelinton, and all that. So I think our midfield is better. I think I could say top 3, top 4 best midfields in the Premier League, just because of the midfield.
It's up there.
It is solid. I can't lie.
It needs the thing that it does lack is the creativity going forward.
Yeah,
and Bruno's been playing the deep lying playmaker, but when Bruno gets forward, then you do see the creates. It's utilization sort of thing. But
yeah, but the unfortunate thing with Tonali's suspension was that Bruno had to cover 2 positions, kind of.
Oh yeah, he had to move. He had to move heaven and hell to do anything. To be honest, it was.
Yeah, so hopefully, with Tonali there, hopefully Tonali stays fit. Knock on wood again. Then. As I'm in my Premier League predictions, I think we could cook. I'll say 3rd, but we'll see.
I was gonna ask for expectations later, but now that we're here, I mean, what are you saying, Steve?
I think we'll finish 6th right now, as constructed 6th.
Yeah.
For me, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup are my things that, because we've demonstrated some sort of level of that's our thing. So we had the cup run to the final, lost, got knocked out by Man City last year in the quarter. If it wasn't Man City, if we just got maybe the luck of the draw, which we didn't last year in any of the draws, maybe we could get a little further in that, but FA Cup is what, and then the Carabao Cup as well. We knocked out Man City in the third round of the Carabao, then went away to Man United with 6 fullbacks and beat them 3-0 when they had a stronger team out there. But then we screwed up versus Chelsea when Trippier made the mistake, and then his drop of form just continued to that's when his drop of form really just went off a cliff. But so for me, the cups are the thing that I want us to take extremely seriously. That's my thing. In the league, do what you can. Just take it game by game. That's always how I've been. Take it game by game. The goal is to win the game. If you're at Man City away, get a draw. And Anfield, we have a terrible record there. Get a draw. Everywhere else, go out there and try to win the damn game. Maybe Arsenal as well, but that's how I kind of see it, bro.
Yeah. The thing is, for me, I did a Premier League prediction last night round stream, and I said that I have a feeling the only reason why I was so close to putting Newcastle 5th. I was very close. But then I was like, what's the difference? The difference is that I feel like you haven't because I'm looking at your transfers this summer, and it's really you just got in what's his name, Lewis on permanent.
Lewis Hall.
Lewis Hall. Yeah,
players
from Chelsea. Yeah, that's what it looks like when I look at transfer market. So just based on that, man, I feel like your squad is gonna run thin as the season goes on with injuries and whatever. And I don't think it's enough to make top 4, especially with what others are doing above that I predicted. But what I will say, however, is that the fact that you have Tonali back, and then also you guys mentioned Joelinton, which, by the way, I'm shocked that he somehow converted to midfield and he's looking solid.
I'm shocked. Yeah. I'm shocked. I was shocked First of all, I was shocked that we bought him as a left midfielder at Hoffenheim. Me and you, Ahmed, is also Bayern. When it was at Hoffenheim, he played in midfield, more of a wing back 4 though.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Right? I was more shocked, and I shouldn't have been because Steve Bruce is who he is. He's a terrible manager. That we decided to put a guy that was playing midfield in a 4, a left midfielder, and we played him as striker just because he was big and tall. That was that. So I'm not surprised that he's went into midfield and performed like a boss.
That's
what it is.
The thing is, his size
crazy because he started off his Newcastle career terribly because he was being played as a forward. He's not striker.
Scored against Spurs.
Bro,
yeah,
the thing
in the
is,
orange shirt at the lane. Yeah.
Thing is, it's like his size. I don't know what it is, but like you would think that his size, like if you're saying his size for striker, his size is in midfield though. That's crazy. It's like he wins the ball. He can somewhat hold it. I'm not gonna say he's like.
It's not the most beautiful. It's not the most beautiful aesthetically, but like he's just a machine.
He just does his job.
Just a machine.
That's what it is, and I'm like, damn. I'm not gonna lie. Like I do hear what he was doing in Hoffenheim, but like doing it like the way like that, bro, is nuts. I can't lie. But now that you have him, Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali, I was gonna ask. You have this young kid. What's his name? Miley or something like that.
Lewis Miley. Yeah.
Lewis Miley. Is he maybe that type of player that can burst onto the scene and start being that creative player in your?
Ten, I'll let you go. I feel like I've been talking about. Go on, Ten.
Whoever wants to answer, go ahead.
I think. Well, I know Miley is out for. I don't know how long. I forgot. I know he's injured. But yeah, I think. What, he's 17, almost 18 or whatever.
18,
so
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of potential there. Hopefully, we don't make the same mistake with Yankuba Minev. If I'm going to be honest, in terms of selling talent for the sake of FFP or PSR, like we should sell Almiron before anyone else.
Don't even get me started on that. We're going to be here for 3 hours.
Please bring them to Saudi. I'll support that Saudi club.
Not Al Hilal. I can tell you for sure. I don't want him at Al Hilal.
Yeah, nobody wants him.
Bro, Al Hilal, we have Salim Al-Dosri.
Yeah.
We have Michel's probably gonna leave. We have Neymar still, even though that guy can't even stay fit for his life. You know what I mean?
Malcolm.
By the way, Malcolm and El Hilal, bro. You know when he joined?
I'll take him right now at Newcastle.
Bro, he was. You know what? You will be shocked.
I've always been a fan.
He was our best like winger / creative player in that. It was nuts. That guy was all over the pitch.
Bro. I love
nuts. He was nuts. Player. Like he was actually, in my opinion, in the Saudi Pro League, one of the best performing players that season.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie. He was phenomenal. I think our best player all season, like most consistent, brilliant, bro. That guy, I can't thank him enough. I generally can't thank him enough. Can play false line, can play on the wing, can play attacking midfield. Immense, bro. The fact that fans disrespect that guy, I don't get it. I just don't get it, bro. But anyway, Zaba Al Hilal, which by the way, speaking of, it's funny. The whole Saudi League project is going on. Again, what's propaganda? They're thinking that these players are going to move to Newcastle automatically because of the whole deal. They think it's like Todd Bowley effect or some shit. Like
bring Ronaldo to Newcastle.
Or like Man City with their own umbrella. That's not how it works, bro. You're relaxed. We're trying to build things in our country and we're trying to build Newcastle at the same time. So don't work like that, But again, propaganda. What can I say, man? Propaganda. But yeah, listen. Now we move on to Eddie Howe. What do you think about it? Because when he first joined, there was some positive talks, right? And then
I wanted him.
Yeah. But now some fans are being skeptical, especially after last season. Yeah, I know, Ten, you're one of them. I know we have conversations about that. So yeah, just talk me through it, man. Well, what's your thoughts on this Eddie Howe? Can he take you far? Is he like the type of guy that can only take you to a spot where you can only compete, but then when it comes to competing, you can't do that? Let me know, man. What's your thoughts?
Steve?
So let's just go over basic pros and cons. The pros are we've seen a season of Eddie Howe where we were defensively a top 3 team in the league. When we bought in better players, we had a better defense. We bought in Nick Pope, Botman, and we had Byrne, Trippier, and Cher. That's not on paper one of the 3 best back fours in the league, including the goal. That's not one of the 3 best. It wasn't. But what Eddie Howe did in that 22-23 season was he did exactly that. He got us defensively absolutely just lockdown defensively. And the home record as well was very good that season. And the away, we were pretty decent away from home as well. And we were good against the big teams. And we can absolutely slaughter teams. We've had many. The PIF era has been, like, honestly, some of the entertainment from Newcastle has been amazing. I could go down the list of games where we've just absolutely throttled teams. PSG, the Sheffield 8-0, like, destroyed.
Any Tottenham game.
Huh?
Tottenham.
The 6-1.
Tottenham twice. We've clobbered them.
Well,
I can't even lie. And then so we'll go on to the other thing that like last year we were very poor defensively, but we scored the 4th most goals in the league. So that's the positives of Eddie Howe. There was a season where we could be defensively resolute and locked down, and there was last season that we could score a bunch of goals. I like that. The cons are loyalties to Almiron, Byrne, and Longstaff when it's like our rivals don't have those kind of weak players in their team. We need to strengthen those. Luckily, I think the tide has turned with Byrne. I think Lewis Hall is going to be the left back now. I think Eddie has realized that. Now I just need him to realize that we need a proper right winger. Jacob Murphy as a backup right winger, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that for sure because he's been producing and he's been honestly a great example. Again, another turnaround player where he was all right for Newcastle before Eddie came in. He was an all right player, really frustrating, but like did a job, played his guts out. But like under Eddie Howe, Jacob Murphy has scored in some big games and been decisive in quite a few and pretty consistent, good performer, far better than Almiron. But I need Jacob Murphy to be the backup right winger to someone of much higher quality overall. So, and the other things at times with Eddie is some of the substitutes are a bit too cookie cutter, I guess would be the way. They're predictable. Waiting until we go a goal down in a game late to then make a sub when it's like, dog, you needed to make the Longstaff sub at halftime, and we didn't. He gave the ball away. We're 2-1 down, and so that kind of stuff. There are flaws with Eddie. There's some good too. Overall, I don't think he'll be the guy to win us Prem champs or a Europa. Probably not. Maybe a conference.
We're not into those comps, so.
We could win an FA Cup or a Carabao with him, so I need to see him do that. That's what it is.
For me,
that's my thing with Eddie. That's my thing with Eddie Howe. I like him. I think he is a good manager, but there are better out there. And if we can't do something this year, then we might need to switch it up. And I think that's how the club sees it as well.
Yeah, for me with Eddie Howe, when he first came in, I was like, okay, let's see what he can do. Okay, got us mid-table from relegation, and then bring us to top 4. And that first season made us defensively good. The joint best defense that season, along with Man City.
Yeah, it was
trouble. Yeah. And then the following season, or this just past season, we scored the 4th most goals. Imagine scoring 85 goals and not even qualifying for Europe.
Right. Wow.
So for me, that's why I do think we will make top 4 just because we actually score goals now. If we can get that defense from couple seasons ago.
Bro, we don't even need to do that.
Yeah.
Trim 10 or 15 goals.
Yeah.
And that's more points up on the board.
Yeah.
Even 5 can make a huge difference, bro.
Yeah. So for me, under Eddie Howe, I'm like, okay, he can do all the good aesthetics and all that. But now it's the big question. Where's the trophy?
Exactly.
Yeah. I think
I know people are saying, oh, it's a process, it'll take time. Okay, I can understand that, but at some point, let's say he doesn't win a trophy this season. That would be 4 years post takeover after what? Like 6, 7 transfer windows or something?
Phase 5, man. Phase 5. It's step up to phase 5. Just like
21, 22.
Yeah, so for me, I'm like, he has to win a trophy. I'm like, he needs to. Because right now, I don't think he will. I hope he does. If he does, I'll celebrate it.
It's capable for me of getting an FA or a Carabao.
The first time around,
Yeah.
So for me, I want to see a trophy. That's my bare minimum this season under Eddie Howe and the team. Win a trophy. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, hope maybe Premier League. But
get it over. That's the bottom line. Get it over the line.
Yeah, because we've been trophy-less
1955, 50, bro.
70 years, yeah. So, and all of our Newcastle fans get so triggered when, there's that picture of someone with, in the background, Newcastle haven't won a trophy in something years. And if I get so triggered and all that, oh, you're a Spurs fan, where's your trophy?
Yeah, we don't want you ending up like Arsenal fans, please, bro.
I'm like,
phase 5, phase 6, phase 7, take that and shove it, bro. You start winning.
For me, if our fans don't want to get triggered by that, how about raise the expectation for the club, win a trophy, and then you can be like, oh, here's our trophy, if they want that. So for me, this season, win a trophy and qualify for the Champions League. Main priority, win a trophy, and then win the Champions League, I hope. Qualify for it, basically. That would be. But yeah, win a trophy, and that's a successful season, no matter where we finish.
Yeah, okay, that's. I was gonna say, if you want a trophy, like if I was a Newcastle fan, and you want a trophy, and let's say you got Europa League, I'm definitely.
I don't mind that because
perfectly happy with that, of course.
Yeah, because you have to understand, you guys are not having Europe, and as I said earlier, your squad, man, I have a feeling it's going to end up like last season where some of your players get injured. You're probably going to have Trippier complain to the fans, oh, if you don't see the injuries and all that. And I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think we need to be careful with the way the expectations are being given because with Newcastle, yes, they have all the funds. I get 100%. But
we can't use them to the fullest of our
it's just listen, but I do agree with 10. You must win FA Cup, Carabao, whatever. We need to win something, bro.
Because has to be the target.
And then as you go, you win more and more and more, and you start going further up the ladder. Hopefully, with more signings, and this Premier League thing keeps on kicking in with the whole, tracking and all that crap with the FFP and PSR and all that BS that they have to do. Typical, again, agendas. But listen, what can I say, man? You know what I mean? This is how the world we live in, as you just said. So, bro, again, listen, Newcastle, I can't wait to see what they do, bro. I generally cannot wait to see because I just want Saudi to represent, bro. And Saudi money representing. If Newcastle wins, Saudi wins, man. The Khair al-Mamlaka Arabiya Saudiya wins. That's what happens. There's a reason why I call it MBS FC because it's Mohammed bin Salman FC. It's owned by him and his government, bro. You know, it's how we roll. It's how we roll. But listen, I think I'm gonna end it here. Do you guys have any final thoughts?
Thank you. I'm eternally thankful because, bro, we were going to get relegated. 10, me and you know deep down. We were going to get relegated that season if PIF didn't save us. We were going to get relegated.
I think
we didn't win a game in the Premier League until December of that campaign, right?
Yeah,
because we drew with Norwich at home. It was a midweek game. That's when that's when Kieran Clark got the red, and that's when Joe Ellington went to midfield. Things changed after that. Things changed after that because then it was in January. Signed Trippier, Bruno Guimaraes, Dan Burn, and I think Target came on loan. So that right, like we were going to be, we were dead. We were dead in the water if PIF didn't take us. That's my fault. Thank you. Eternally grateful.
Welcome, bro. Every single time, man.
I mean, I would have seen my second relegation if it didn't happen, the takeover. But actually third. But yeah, I think with PIF, I know it's a process and all that sort of stuff. But now it's, it's time with without Amanda Slavey and Gaduzzi, I think it's time to really push on. We actually got a new performance, I don't know how you call it, performance and fitness guy at the club. So hopefully that helps out with fewer injuries or, God willing, no injuries at all. So I do think if we beat Southampton quite comfortably, like 4-1, 5-0 or something like that, then I think it'll be a sign of things to come. It's not like last season when we beat Villa and then we just had 3 tough games after that. Now we have Southampton.
Yeah, that was hell. That was hell.
Wait, so you play Southampton first?
Yeah, Southampton tomorrow.
What's the prediction, guys?
To the cup final. We beat Southampton 4 times in one season.
Yes.
So
Longstaff even scored. I remember at St. James Park. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, that game I expect to win, and then Bournemouth away. I know it's a bit of a bogey ground.
Probably freaking draw or something.
If we can cook, win. Spurs at home, easy win. What's next? Wolves away, I think it is. Can win. Fulham away, can win. So first 5 games, if we can actually turn up, if Eddie Howe can actually deliver something, if we all like the aesthetics or whatever of how we play football, how about bring those aesthetics that convert to results, which means we win, before we play Man City at St. James's Park by, I think, the end of September, match day 6.
Yeah, end of September.
So I think the course of our season will depend on the first few games because it at least sets the tone. Whereas last season, we beat Villa 5-1, but then we lost to Man City. Okay.
Liverpool.
That was the one, and then lost to
Champions League as well. The Champions League was a distraction as well.
That effing Liverpool game absolutely killed me. I was blind.
I went viral.
Nunes as well, Nunes of all people.
Blind, pure rage, bro. I was seething, frothing at the mouth at the end of that game because in the first half we could have been up 3 or 4. Trent Alexander-Arnold was looking like barbecue chicken, bro. It was crazy. Anthony Gordon was absolutely rinsing that guy. It was crazy, but so
yeah.
So is he getting sold, Gordon, or just staying? He's staying, right? It's Liverpool ain't signing him, bro. That guy,
and they'll get rejected. They'll get rejected anyways, like they have a few times.
They have Zubi do. What do you mean? No, I thought they have Zubi's do.
Listen, if we talk about Zubi do, bro, I'm gonna start saying Ali Zubi, and we don't want to know what
they
that
thought
means.
They had Bellingu and Chouamenu.
Bro, what I just said in Arabic right now, if I told you the meaning in English, you're gonna be like, because you see Zubi, like it's an Arab. If you say it in Arab, it's an Arab word, bro. But we don't want to know what that means, man. Because if we know what that means here,
is this something sus? Is this something AO?
It's an AO, it's an AO, bro.
Oh jeez.
But yeah,
I'll let you know at the end of afterwards. But like, it's crazy.
Oh, I can't wait.
But yeah, overall, my thoughts this season, first 5-6 games will determine how we can cook, basically, if that's how you want to say it. Win a trophy, that's the bare minimum. And yeah, those are my expectations. Win the first 5 games. I think it's doable. What happened, I don't know. Win a trophy, and I'll be happy.
Do it.
At least. Please.
Fantastic.
Just a trophy. Get relegated, but win a trophy.
What get relegated? You mad, bro?
Not that.
If relegated, we're gonna start selling your club if it comes to relegation.
Yeah, God, we're
not trying to lose out on our investments, man. We're not stupid. Yeah. You better get your shit together, bro. Now, but before I end it quick, I'm just gonna read through it. So he said 0. Okay, you know. The Trio of Dreams, big up to you, Hano, man. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe. Yeah, man. How many likes do we have, man? I mean, 2 for now, but I mean, later on, when you watch on playback, you better make sure it's more likes, right? And more subscriptions, too. That'd be lovely. Helps the algorithm, you know what I mean? But listen, my final thought before I end the year. First of all, thank you guys for hopping on. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
And then hopefully Newcastle just keep on progressing and progressing and progressing. And by the time they do, and they do succeed, hey man, I will be there, bro. I will be there to celebrate and shamelessly act like I'm a Newcastle fan. You know what I mean? It just is what it is, man. You know what I mean? I'm literally repping on with Saudi traditional clothing, the thobe right now. I mean, I'm wearing the kaftan and all that. Like, I'm repping already, you know. So
man.
I'm prepared, bro. Yeah, I'm prepared.
Damn right.
Yeah, you're right. He's repping with the Saudi version of the kit. By the way, I actually love the away kit, even for this year. For context, people, the badge is basically a remake of the Eagles badge for our national team. So I'm telling you, Saudi is getting manifested all the way through to that club. It's getting like infested all the way into that club, bro. And I love it. I just love it, bro. You know what I mean? But listen, I'm going to end it here. Again, pleasure for these guys being in. You know what I mean? But listen, I want you guys to do me following favors when you do watch on playback. Obviously, subscribe, press the alarm bells. Yeah, just like Ten is pointing at right now where he is. You know what I mean? Like, comment your way. Give me your thoughts on what Steve said, what Ten said, what I've said. You know, it's interesting to see what you guys think because we've talked about a good amount of things in regards to Newcastle and even things that link to it. You know, some political, some, football related. You know what I mean? So let me know your thoughts on that. And then I'm going to have to show this bit because obviously people are going to memorize it easy. You got ZeerTalks over there as the socials, TikTok, Instagram, X. And most importantly, Jamaat al-Khair, guys, take care of yourselves. Be happy and satisfied wherever you may be. Now I'm going to bounce and so are they. Big up MBSFC and see you later. Shufkum ala khair.
Peace.